Okay, so my goal today was to record uh, consoles that I was gifted recently, um, a Nintendo and a Sega Genesis. It took me an hour to get this video recording to start again because it wouldn't detect the video on the USB. I'm not sure why. Apparently, there's a conflict when you have too many USB devices connected, so that whole thing where you can daisy chain a lot of devices is a big lie in Windows 11. I had to turn on every device and let it detect the one that failed, turn that one off, turn that one back on, and then it would allow each USB device to detect correctly. So it's some sick trick that if it misses one, you can't connect any of them, even though they're on separate channels. I don't know. In any case, it took me an hour to do that, figure that out. So, and Windows 11 help was useless. Their troubleshooter was a piece of junk. Didn't do anything right. I tried removing all the devices and re-adding them, and it still gave me an issue. So, it was just a matter of finding the one device that didn't activate correctly, turn it off, turn it back on after I had everything on, and then it reset everything because the audio worked. Picture, it's a whole different story. So I got the little camera down. Maybe I should make the camera big. I'm sorry. This is it's backwards today. So today we're doing camera big. I wonder if that's enough light. Okay, so hopefully that's clean enough to see, and you can see my desktop, my little work area. So we'll pull out a couple devices and clean them up a little bit. So no game today, but we'll clean up some devices that I have today. So, I mean, if you know anything about these old things, hopefully that's still usable and not too crushed or anything. I've had to get an adapter to connect this because this thing is old. Here's the power cord for the Nintendo. Here's the video for the Nintendo. It's a coax antenna. And it runs through this port here, single video to the Nintendo. So, you know, I had to get an adapter. I think it's like, I bought this over 10 years ago, the little adapter. It's like, I think it was $10 and $5. You'd have to get an adapter from this device to a AV, and then the AV to an HDMI. So I'm going to rewrap these wires a little bit so that they're not wrapped up too tight and get damaged themselves. This is a really long cord. They really wanted you to be able to use the system. So I'm going to just rewind it a little bit and then just turn it in on itself so that it can, hopefully it'll hold. Okay. So there we go. There's one. This is the video cable for the Nintendo. I don't think we have any of the cables for the Genesis, so it's a bit dirty. This is cool. I need a twisty tie. I need twisty ties. We're gonna twisty tie this thing. Okay. It's not gonna hold on its own. So twisty tie this thing here. You got little twisty ties, no zip ties, twisty ties, so you can take them off. That's what I say. Hopefully the audio records. I switched the mic to the standard default mic on that thing. This OBS was a bit tricky getting it to set up. Okay. Hopefully that cable's good. If it is not, then I'm in trouble. Here's the power cable for the Nintendo, because the Sega one is like half the size. I swear it is. I know. I'm pretty sure it is. It's a bit dusty. It's dusty here. Let's get this wiped down a little bit. Here. It's just dust. It's not dirt. Okay. So hopefully they usually get damaged right here from twisting around too much, overheating. Actually, it's the heat's the issue. It gets hot right there, and then it doesn't like it. So hopefully that's not damaged, or from the head itself, which is this plug right here. You can find these online. They're probably like $5 to $10. So it's not a big deal to replace. Just gotta find the right power output. I said, little twisty ties. I like them. They're just for temporary use to hold it in place, and you can organize your cables that way. These are You get them when you buy the cables, so they're free-ish. You can, you know. Okay, so that's that one. Let's see what else we got. We got 2 Nintendo controllers that probably need some cleaning. I'm gonna use a wet nap for that one. It's a little dirtier than the rest of the stuff right now. Okay. This last. Yeah, this is wrapped up. I don't suggest doing this because the reason why is it can stretch the cable right at the stress spot of the top. But hey, that's just me. Just to give this a quick wipe, it's just a bit dusty. Nintendo. It's OG. I actually have a Nintendo. I actually have these systems already. I have a Nintendo and a Genesis. It's just question is how they're being used right now. So, you know, they're in storage actually. So, I'm just talking to my buddy. He has Star Control, which is actually an impressive game on the Genesis. The Nintendo, I always wanted for 2 games. There was Macross and what was it? Super Dodgeball. Yeah, Dodgeball, Super Dodgeball. Yep, that game. Loved it. So, okay, so that's one. Hopefully it stays clean. Hopefully these are still in pretty good condition. As like the buttons are broken. I probably broke the ones on the Nintendo. I beat the heck out of playing Super Dodgeball. I know the ones on the Genesis are probably falling apart because we used to play that a lot. It's what would you play on there? Vapor Trail and some Sonic. I just remember Street Fighter was horrible on that system. Oh man, 16-bit my heck, man. The audio was like less than 8-bit, and you lacked 2 more buttons. It only had 6 buttons, and you needed 8 to actually do all the moves. I think was it 8? I don't remember. It was just, it seemed like you were lacking, or just the position was bad. I can't remember. Yeah, it's supposed to be 6. I don't know, but I just read recently that the Genesis actually survived in South America. It's pretty cool, which is nice to know. Okay, so it's quite a bit dustier. Let's do some cleaning. It's pretty clean actually, isn't it? It's just dusty. It's funny. There's like no physical dirt on these controllers. It's crazy. Huh. Figured grubby kid hands back in the day. But surprisingly, there's none. This thing is clean as a whistle. They must have cleaned it before they put it away and just collected some dust in the box is all. So, yeah, I'm just cleaning the cable too. It's a bit dusty. Clean tables are dusty. Oops. Okay. You can see I have a collection of random stuff on my table. Mostly Macross, some D&D stuff, and Domo. Surprising to see the angle of these things. Sorry, I don't like the smell of the alcohol or the cleaner stuff. So let me get another wrap here. Okay. So, okay. Started to wind up a little. So the Nintendo, I've actually when we were younger, we did not own. We had to make a choice. Nintendo or Sega. We didn't know the difference. My brother picked. We ended up with the Sega Master System. Not to say it was bad. We did play it quite a bit. Just different, you know. But there were certain games on Nintendo, I guess they were a little more fun because I think their 2-player option was better than the Sega at the time. Sega had 2-player games, but it wasn't the ones you wanted. Like tennis was not a 2-player game. It was a 1-player game. But on Nintendo, I think it was 2 players or something. Or the other way around. Either way. So here are the controllers. Not too bad. Hopefully they work pretty well. They look like they do. Coming in the condition. What else we got in here? Oh no, we do have some Sega stuff. Maybe I can. I didn't think it came with it. Okay. So this is a bonus. Okay, I've never had one of these, and I know it's impossible, but this one, he had the arcade. This is a nice arcade stick. Like the Nintendo one is nice. This is actually the weight, just by the size, is actually very nice. The NES Advantage. This is impressive actually because I have bought the Nintendo, the Switch ones. They are freaking horrible. They just bounce all over the place, and it's like they're so light. But then I guess it's an aftermarket, the Hori brand. It's just disappointing. I mean, they weren't expensive, but you'd figure they'd have some weight to them. It's a little dirtier than the other ones. Okay. Okay, so we got that. Get all around. Dust off. Yeah, there's some dirt on here that was not cleaned off. There are the edges. Okay. Okay. Get that off. Okay, and then we'll do a quick cable clean. Let's open that up a little for more stuff cleaning capability. Okay. Clean that off. Clean the cable. Try not to flip this thing. This thing uses up both ports. Huh. Interesting. Considering all it really is the play. Oh, you can switch between 1 and 2. That's why it uses both ports. It actually doesn't need both ports. It only needs one. So I wonder if these are numbered. You can tell the difference. You can switch player 1, player 2 on the handheld part right here, so you can see. I'll show it to you. So this is a pretty impressive controller. It's rubbery. It's like just a gamepad. The rubber might go bad. It has a turbo for both buttons, on and off for those turbos. Here's the 2 buttons, and then here you have player select 1 and 2. So this is why it uses both ports, as you can see. Okay, I didn't know that. And then select, start, standard, and slow. Interesting. There's a slow button. I wonder how they access that, but that is quite interesting that you can access a slow on there. I don't know. Maybe it depends on the game. Like, I don't know if Tussie Ties do this. It's going to be interesting. Nintendo's would take up a lot. I don't think I have enough for the, what do you call it, Genesis itself. So I'll try to wrap this around a little bit. There we go. Sorry. Cable management's not my specialty, but I get annoyed if it's not done correctly. Is this enough to wrap it? It might not be. Go down just a little bit so I can get it around. Ooh. This might not be enough. Come on. Okay, I'm going to have to do this a little different. Hold up. Let's bind it a little bit. I have trouble spinning it. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, now. This one? Nope. It won't let me do it. Interesting. Do that. Okay. So if we can get it close enough to each other, flat, it gives you a little more space. So if I can just get it to go around the same way, which I was trying to do, I can get it to give me just a little more slack. Okay, well maybe it won't get that one. But let's see if the rest of this fits here. Okay, here we go. I think it just fits. Get it to twist. Nope, that's like slightly short. There we go. Like that right there in the middle. There we go. Okay. That's going away. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Now we got the system. Fairly clean, like I said, for the most part. Not too, just dust. Usually. Spiderweb. Yeah. Pretty clean, nothing broken, dented, scratched. Because these things just sit in the front. The only thing you touch is the front panel, so surprisingly the front panel is pretty clean. I can't tell anything's different in the middle here. The tray. The buttons look pretty well protected. It's a pretty sturdy system. Nothing wore out. Oh, this has AV cable in and out. This has AV. It's a single AV though. So I wonder if they need a special setup for that. I might have that already. I don't know. It's just something you have to look at. You don't have to use the single port right here. So it's a good question. I don't know how it works in this. That's for the, using that one gives you you use the channel control on the TV, but I gotta convert it. It's gonna be interesting. Bit dusty. Most parts okay. I don't know when I'll be able to try powering this thing up, but Just want to make sure it's clean. I hate dust. I hate the dust. Urgh. Okay. Moving on. Similarly, here's the cable for the Genesis. Like that. Where's the power cable? You're in here somewhere. There you are. You know what? It's the same size. What do you know? It's in fact the same size. Okay. Very long too. Goodness, this might be broken. Okay, so wow, actually it's bigger. What do you know? It is a 16-bit device instead of the 8, but still, it's a lot larger for a power cord. Sega. Okay. I still have my Super Nintendo as well. The only systems I don't own are the kind of the middle ones, N64 and the GameCube. I was not impressed with the GameCube because it was basically an improvement on the Sega's HD CD device. So it was a quarter disc, but it's just the same tech as the Sega CD basically, because the Sega CD was a full disc, but it only used that quarter section because it was HD, and then to store the data, and then the rest of it was audio. It was impressive if you just looked at it. Advanced system, and not enough time to, the market just changed for it. They just got beat out by Sony. Sony really did get them on that one. I need a couple more twisty ties now. Oh, I got two enough right here. Okay, so this one, just clean the cable. Make sure the cable's good. It's just dusty, I tell ya. So, sorry, it's pretty boring. No game tonight. I don't think I have time, thanks to the fact that it took me an hour to set up my video for this. Don't know what happened with the whole thing, but it just didn't go. Okay. Just didn't want to go. Computer is being unreliable today. So. Okay, sorry. But, let's see. Sega. I don't think I've owned all the Sega systems either. I've never owned a Sega Saturn. That's it. That's a missing device. We have the other ones. Dreamcast. I have 2 or 3 of those. They were cheap. You get them for like $100, like near the end or something. I think it was, or less. I forgot what it was. Great system. I have arcade sticks for that too. I don't even know where I put them. This is a really long cable. Good lord. Okay, hopefully it's still malleable. If not, I'm breaking it right now. Okay, let's see which cable will fit around this thing. Okay, hopefully that works. So, I might have to find more twisty ties. Oh, this is horrible cable. It's really tight, flat. It's not taking right now. I'm putting good pressure on it. It's not taking it though. Come on. There we go. Come on, take the twist. Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay. That one's out. Done. Interesting. Some interesting parts here. Yeah. So, what's this? Faceplate. Okay. So, do this one. So this one also uses this cable. I think there's an output for the Sega though, for AV instead of this, because this is old. Really old. Hey. Yes, it's a Sega one too. These are probably worthless. Just kidding. Throw these out. Just kidding. Just don't use them really, probably. I don't know which adapter I can work with at this point with these, but hopefully any one of them. It's binding. I hate that. Just snag it out. Give me some space. There we go. Come on. It's a really long cable. Cleaning. So, if you know me, I'm obsessed with Macross. You can tell, Robotech. The anniversary I heard was out in Japan, and they were playing it in theaters. It's a remaster of the Super Defense Fortress, and that'd been awesome to see. But I don't think I will. I bought the Blu-ray, but I don't think it's remastered, so I will be at a disadvantage. But it'll be fun to watch sooner or later. So as you can see right there, I have both Max and Miria. Miria is more common. These were the 25th anniversary AR or something brand, I forget what it was. They're just the robots. You can't transform them. They're just, you can move them around as a model. Miria is easier to find. Max is impossible. It costs you extra, and it's very expensive. I got Rick back there. I have 2 Ricks actually set out here, but you don't see the other one. I also have the trainer one, which is the orange one, in Battleoid, and then as you see way in the back, oops, sorry, there, just vaguely, you can see, I'm going to break his booster off because I'm horrible at this, Skull Eater. And then the really expensive ones are the Guardian mode ones. I have 2 of those. I have the Ben Dixon one and the Muriel one. Those are like, man, they're rare. I mean, it's rare. I guess they cost as much as the airplane, and that's ridiculous because they just don't really make those for some reason in that format. So, kind of hurts. But I finally pulled the trigger and bought some of them, so, or a whole set. I have a whole set. These are just extras. I bought extras separately, so I have a couple extras. I did buy a couple of the Macross Plus ones. I have small versions of the YF-19. I don't have the 22. I need to find one. They're expensive. The small ones are, I don't know, the Macross Plus ones must be low volume or something because they're just really pricey. Okay, I hope this works because it looks like it should be short. This one. Okay, let's see. Oh man, this is really long. I have to do this a different way. Okay, I don't think that's going to go around all of that. Yeah, just do this. There we go. This. Something's wrong. Nope. I missed a loop. There we go. There's a loop. There we go. Okay. So what I can do is this. Just grab the loop right here. Why does that do that here, man? Come on. You just ruined my day right there because there's a loop out of place now. I have to figure out where it's at. Okay, I gotta do this again. Sorry. Okay, start again. Start from the bottom. There. Okay. It's not going to be as pretty, but it's going to not have that loop then. Okay. It's really wonky. Okay. And there we go. Got it. There. Okay. Tie it off right there. Just enough to tie it off, hopefully. Should be. This is not super lucky. Ooh, it's tight. Come on, give it to me. Dang, I should have stretched this out fully. Give me full length. There we go. Like that. Make sure the cable's fully down. There we go. So it wraps around. There we go. Got my full. There we go. And there we go. Okay, that's that. Now the couple controllers, I'm not going to be able to wrap them like the other ones, but let's see what we got here. I got 3 controllers for the Sega. What's this? I don't know what that is. Okay, we got 3 controllers. Ooh, these are all real Sega. Dang. Nice. Okay, so for the Genesis, I actually have 3 controllers, spare controllers. It's 2 arcade controllers for the flying like this, similar to this. It's like, but it's in the style of a stick. I don't know how to explain it. It's a different type of stick. It's not a flight stick, but it's an arcade style stick, but mini. And then 2 of those, and then we have the roller one for Centipede. I don't remember what game it's for. We got it from somebody. Now that I think about it. Actually, you know it's from the Sega system. I wonder if Vapor Trails were Sega, not Genesis. you can use the controller just the same because it doesn't require a lot of buttons. Could be wrong. So okay. So we have one of this. It's actually a Sega. See, Genesis. Okay. So the Genesis, dusty, very dusty. Yeah, it's been lifting the dust there. Let's get in there. Get in there real quick. Sorry. It's hard to get it on the camera. Yeah, it's got the buttons. It's quite a few for the Genesis. So all 6 buttons, I guess. And then the +2. So select, oh, this is a turbo, start, the R button, L button, and the trigger. That doesn't make sense to me. It's only, oh, is Genesis only 3 buttons? Oh, I don't remember. We'll see. Oh, it is only 3 buttons. Oh, yeah. So Street Fighter's horrible. How do you play Street Fighter with 3 buttons instead of 6? That's what it is. Okay, that's what I'm trying to remember. It's been so long. Okay, so let's do that. Pull this around and clean it. Dang. Okay, it's 3 buttons. Yeah. So it went from 2 to 3. That's you. No, you know what? I know I can do 6 buttons because you can buy an upgraded controller later. That's what it is. But it still uses the old format of these things here. So you can wrap this up in a different way. I'm gonna hate myself for this. Should I just wrap it around and round like I did it before? Maybe. This way it's not gonna sit. Okay, so maybe we'll just go around a little bit here. So be careful with this one. Okay. Just tuck it under for now. And call it quits after that. Okay, so I'll tuck it under. And it'll hold in place. Okay, there it is. See? Tucking under. Okay. That's one. I forgot these controllers are only 3 buttons, see? So the Nintendo's 2, the Sega Master System's 2, this is only 3, so you had to buy another controller if you wanted to play Street Fighter. And that was the thing. These are a little more beat up than the other ones. Huh, interesting. The Nintendo. So maybe, I mean, there are a bunch of games on Nintendo that came with it. This is, like, interesting. The few Genesis ones, they were some weird ones in there. But, yeah, so. Interesting. This one's pretty, worn out a little bit there. Okay. And that is, I forgot about that. It's only 3 buttons. So that's why those controllers don't require much. You can go from a 2 to 3 on the Sega use the same port. See? The Sega Master System and this system still use the same port. If you used a Nintendo and you went to the Super, nope, they don't plug up. They don't line up. They're different plugs. Yeah. What do you know? What do you know? So, let's try to get this right in here. Sorry. It's hard to get this in the picture. I'm just looping the cable so I can wrap them for a bit. Just got to spin and spin. Spin and spin. Okay, so we go under, over, under one more time. I think that'll hold. Yep. That for a little bit. So it's looped in a little bit. As long as you don't move around too much, it will hold itself. This one's got some parts moving in there. That's going to be fun. So that controller might be really beat up. This one, I don't know if you can hear it. Let me see if I can get that lid off. Here we go. You hear that, the looseness of the buttons, but there's a jiggly thing in there. So, wear and tear. This one's been used more. It's been definitely used. Okay, wipe it clean. Get a nice dust off. It's just dust, actually, surprisingly. Yeah, it's just dust. It's not too bad. Yeah, it's just dust. Just go around the cable. This one's been kind of looped up quite a bit. It's winded a little bit. The cable should be looser than this and straight. Okay, so last one we got is the Sega system itself. I always wanted Geo, even to this date. But after looking at the system, I don't want to buy it. It's still too expensive. Overpriced for what it is. And there's no games I really want on it. It's just I got them on the PlayStation already. Ported everything over to PlayStation. King of Fighters. I got that. I forgot who I got it from. Somebody got me a copy of the Japanese King of Fighters. It might have been Alvin. That was like awesome. King of Fighters 97. Okay, so that's done. And so you know, I played that a lot. I didn't stop going to the arcades because of it. A bit dusty, but here's the Genesis. Not a very large system. It has a volume button for the thing. So I was watching this video on what is it, YouTube, and they said that the Genesis was still being made in Brazil because they somehow licensed it to third party tech toys, and it still just kept making it. It was cool. Let's go. And so they still got versions of it up until recently, in fact, it was in this last year or so. So you can keep playing it. It's interesting. 16-bit. I mean, this is more like 12. 16. Didn't run like 16. It was slow, laggy. Just certain older games are faster than others. And then, okay. With it. It's ridges. Get in there. Front here's a little one, scrapey a little bit. Balance clean. So my Genesis is actually modified. Actually, my Super Nintendo and the Genesis is modified for Japan use. Right here, I think I pulled the cover off so I can play the hoodless cover off, the whole thing. I never put the screws back. So you can play Mega Drive games because the shape's different for the Mega Drive. The Super Nintendo, there's tabs in the back right here at the bottom for the US versions. You just melt them off. I think we soldered it off. And then you can play the Japanese games. That's the only difference. Okay, so this has a headset there for quiet use. There's a reset button and the power button, which is pretty standard. The back, I'm not sure what this external is. I guess it has a VGA port, maybe? So their video cable is horrible. It uses the what do you call it? MIDI output? Or you can use the MIDI output for that. No. Yeah, AV out output. No. I don't know. It says AV out adapter. So you can use that one. This is the power, and then this is the video here. So I think we use this one a lot. This one, because it was newer. It goes straight to AV. Okay. For the most part, it's pretty clean. Just the dust on the top. A couple scuffs here and there, but looks great. Don't have to pull out mine. I know my Super Nintendo one, wore out the power cable pretty good. So it was interesting. I bought new ones and they're just sitting somewhere. I don't know. So here's the Genesis one last look. 16-bit Nintendo. This is the Master System, Nintendo Entertainment Master System, which is the 8-bit. Didn't get the Super Nintendo out of it, but that's okay. Just getting these two systems make me happy because there's specific games I play on anyways. Vapor Trail, like I said. Let me get that adapter. Give me 1 second and show you what that looks like. Okay, let's find it. Where are you? This thing. Oh, that tore. So I bought this, I think on Amazon like 10, 15 years ago when I bought the Super Nintendo parts. So I bought, you can still find them actually, Super Nintendo controllers to replace the stock ones, and then the power adapter. Power adapter is always the piece that breaks, like I said, that spot near right in the front of it. So this is a HDMI or a AV to HDMI port. This is probably $5. So USB power, and then it's a little box that has a. If I open this up, it doesn't hurt nowhere. I bought a couple of these before. I'm gonna have to buy a new one of these because this might not work anymore. They tend to break easily. You can find these for probably $10 now. They cost more, but I probably got for $5 back then. Amazon was much more affordable. So it has AV input, and then it output is HDMI. It has optical, and you can use the coax single video if you have a TV that uses that. I didn't suggest it. And then you can control NTSC PAL there, and this you need the port for the USB power. So pretty simple. You just make sure this is the only setback. So this power cable, you can plug it to the device, which the Nintendo and the Sega Genesis do not have. So you have to find out if it's closer to your TV, you have a USB port, or you're going to need a small power, because TVs have USB ports. So usually as USB, you need to power this. That might be an issue. So you might need to get one of those, 1 amp power thingies you got that lying around from an old charger, or get a longer cable, because this cable is pretty short. It's maybe, I don't even think it's 3 feet. It's like 2 feet, maybe 1.5. And so it doesn't go very far. And so that's the issue. Otherwise, it comes with everything it needs, ish. Because like I said, it doesn't power it. You have to hook it up to USB power. So your TV has to be able to do that, for one. And so, these didn't even come in a box. So I had bought more newer ones for the Nintendo Wii that I had to convert it, because that thing just comes with the. I think I bought the cable, but I gave it to my nephews. But this I bought these later on for the PS2. I have like emulators, like old. I don't know. I got a bunch of systems hooked up with them. So I have the Wii hooked up with this and the PS2. PS3, everything. I skipped PS4. I don't have PS4. I have PS5. A couple PS5s. So this is the other device. So if I can't get a video out with an AV from it, which I might, on the Nintendo you can't, because it uses either the coax. Either way, it's a single video or coax. The Genesis might have AV because of that special cable. That MIDI cable I was talking about. So then that might already have it. But there's no video cables in the box. Couldn't think of it now. So I'll have to fend for myself on that one. Figure it out. I mean, I can use the same cable, but basically there's a coax in from here, and then it's AV out. So, and this thing is powered as well, I think. I don't know. Yeah, it's powered as well. There's a DC port. So you can do, so the system in here, and then the video out to whatever your section is. So, and then I'm going to connect the adapter, the HDMI adapter to it to run it. It is a bit shaky. I know people can't get it to activate sometimes, and so you just got to kind of jiggle it until it finds the device. Because I've been able to get it to work, even the ones that people say are broken. So this was $10. That's probably more. And this device used to be $5. This is $10 now, I think, online. So, but this is what you need to get the thing running. The other option is you can buy a HD retro gaming system, which I actually have. Let me see if I can get that. Take a look at that. I didn't take it out of the box, but I have the box. Let's see. I bought I actually have two of these. One is I bought it when Fry's was still open. It was a retro. I don't know if I played all the systems. I might play all the Nintendo systems. I don't know if I played Sega, but this one, I bought this online. It's called Old School. Game Classic with a Q. See that? Classic HD. So, it comes with 2 controllers. Kind of use the Nintendo controller setup, so I might be able to use the old ones I have. But maybe it only plays Nintendo. HD 720. I have no idea. There's a Switch that does the aspect ratio, maybe because of HAL. Oh yeah, this is only Nintendo and NES games. What do you know? I have a different one. I think plays Genesis games. I have a retro sitting in another room. It's a black system from Fry's, and I bought that. I think it was on sale for like $40 or $50. I just picked it up. I'm like, I gotta get one of these. So this plays Nintendo, and I have a bunch of Nintendo, Super Nintendo. So I might not even have to power that thing up. I can use this in place of it, but nice to have, knowing I have all the games too. It came with games. I have a bunch of games. It came with like 15 games, and then the Genesis games that I had, like maybe they came with 10. So I got something out of it. I didn't really need to do anything. I don't think I've opened these yet. So then, plus the games I already have, and I bought a bunch of Super Nintendo and Nintendo games recently from eBay because they're getting harder to find. So I'm like, you know, I just pick up the one. They were cheap, like $10 to $15. I'm not gonna cry over that. It's collectors now too as well. So I think the one game we have is Chrono Trigger. That's worth $100, $200. Some random ones. I think I have on the Xbox 360 Deadpool. I heard if it's sealed, it's worth a few $100s. I have mine's used, so hopefully it's still worth something. I do have a sealed version of someone. Oh, Rock Band, the Beatles one. I heard that one's worth $500. So that one I still have somewhere. Some random stuff. Hopefully, some of these games are probably still worth something. If I decide to sell them, I just gotta find them. They're somewhere in the house. Picked up a bunch of racing games. I like them on the PS3, PS4. Can play them enough. So this has 2 controllers. They're probably not very good because copy controllers of the Nintendo ones are horrible. They're just, I don't know. If you have the real Nintendo, Super Nintendo controllers, oh my gosh, playing like Street Fighter, so easy. So easy. And then, so I actually bought some USB ones, and I can't get them to work on the Switch. They say they do, but I can't get it to work, so a bit disappointed right now to play it. So this plays both the cartridges. NES, I gotta flip this over, sorry, to be upside down. Plays the buttons for this. There's Super Nintendo and NES cartridge placement. HDMI output. Micro USB. I'm gonna flip it over again. Can't fit it. I know it's powered by micro USB, so it's pretty like that same plug. Aspect ratio switch, pretty standard. It has the power and the eject button, I guess, reset button. I guess there's no eject button. You just pull it in and out. Violet. Oh, okay. So the NES control ports are different plugs. I forgot. Yeah, so it has both. I think I picked this up for like $60 or $70 actually. I don't think this was not on sale. Yeah, there's a website somewhere, I'm sure. Okay, well that was it. That's all I was planning to do, and that took me another 45 minutes to do this recording. Hope you enjoyed it. It's old school stuff, if any of you guys remember. So, thank you.